Hi, you want to unlock your psychic abilities and you want to know how to do it. Well, this is what we're going to look at in today's video. And before we dive into it, I'm going to include the link to the upcoming intensive workshops and courses to really skyrocket your psychic and intuitive abilities. So, how do we actually access our psychic abilities? In my wording, you can already hear I'm saying our psychic abilities because we all have them. So the first thing is nothing you need to explore or acquire is something you don't already have. So it is basically about becoming or getting available, making available what's already there. And most of you kind of have access to your intuition or intuitive side, but you don't know how to use it on purpose. You don't know how to develop it further, how to become a lot clearer when you use these abilities, whether the information that you're getting is actually from the inner voice, or the higher voice, or the greater mind, or whether it's your own mind talking, your wants and needs and wishes coming from the ego talking. So I'm going to share with you in this video the secret to unlocking your psychic abilities. And if you already are on a spiritual path and you're interested in living your life as a spiritual being you are in human form and manifesting more and more of your spirit self, of your greater self through this incarnation, through this body and personality, manifesting it into this world, then something like psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, they will be a natural part of that. And so the first thing that I want to address is, you know already that you are a spiritual being in a human experience. And so coming from this, if we are spirit, then we can tap into spirit. We can tap into non-physical information and non-physical guidance. So by doing this, by knowing this is already a completely different baseline that we have and foundation. And in my work with people, in my workshops and in my courses, that's what we use as well as the starting point. And then developing the intuitive abilities is actually just a natural step forward. It becomes very natural, very clear that all these things are available to us. We can tune into energies. We can realize what's going on in someone's life. We can understand our own guidance that we're receiving, whether it's from our spirit guides, whether it's from source, whether it's from your higher self, whichever way you call it, from your angels, from your guidance system. It doesn't matter what you call it, but you can learn how to receive this and also how to distinguish between your own inner ego voice and the guidance. Now, realizing that you're a soul, that you're a spirit being, is already the first step in detaching from your ego self, right? So from the personality self. And the biggest problem people have who actually are interested in psychic abilities is that they identify oftentimes too much with their little self, like with their name, with their identity, with their personality, and see themselves too much still as just a human being trying to explore something in their head with their minds, like the supernatural, but coming from a human perspective and not really from a connected perspective. So this is something that I invite you to do, because you will see the rest will follow much easier, much easier. I invite you to view yourself here in this situation right now in your earthly body with your earthly story as this spirit being that is connected to everything, to all and everything. And if we are connected, it also means we are part of it. We are part of everything. And this is what allows us access. This is what allows us to tune into abilities that lie within us, within the non-physical us and the non-tangible us, which is actually the greater us. Now, the second thing is, once you do this, once you see yourself as connected with everything, then you also realize you're part of creation, and the creative energy that creates everything flows through you. The life force energy, the creative intelligence. This is what we're made of, and this is who and what we are. And therefore, we can then apply with our focus and our intention. We can apply the abilities that we have, like beyond our five senses, and use them to connect with the non-physical information. How do we do this? For example, if you want to, let's say, get some information about a loved one, okay? Or the loved one is asking you for some information. Can you have some insight into this and that problem, maybe, that they don't have insight into? Now, because you realize I'm connected with this soul, I can access this soul information, you need to first silence your outer mind. So you cannot approach this with an analytical mind, saying, well, I know a lot about psychology, I know a lot about, I'm very emotionally intelligent, so I'm going to analyze this person. Because even though you may get some helpful information by doing that, it is still your analytical abilities, which are confined to your mind, which create certain information or have certain information ready and available. But that's not the most helpful to this person, and it may not be the most accurate, because it's totally restricted to your framework, to your brain ability. Okay, so what we do then is we don't switch off our brain or our mind, because we need that to interpret the information that we're getting. We need to realize how the information comes to us, which means we don't analyze something and then create thoughts about it. What we do is we open ourselves up, and this happens by realizing we're more than this physical body. We're more than our personality, our ego. We open ourselves up to receiving information, and this happens through the clear senses. So clairvoyantly, audiently, you see things with your inner eye, you hear things with your inner ear, you sense things, clairsentient, you know things. Like a lot of you also work very strongly with the abilities of clear knowing and clear sensing or feeling. This means the information from the field, whether it's the Akashic records, whether it's another soul, whether it's a collective, whether it's something from outer space, whether it's your inner guidance or your higher guidance, how the information comes is through your intuitive faculties, through those clear senses. And what you do then is you find out what they are for you. You can apply certain techniques and use certain methods in order to find out how the information comes to you. Whether you are a very visual person and you see the information, like you see images or sometimes even words. Like to me, sometimes I see a word. Now, it's not that I hear the word. I can also hear the word sometimes, but the word might appear in front of my inner eye as this big word, or sometimes it might be small, or it might be like a scroll, like the word might scroll down, but it's still something visual. It's still something that is before my inner eye. Now, this might happen to you too. Or you may realize that you know something, and all of you have had these experiences, right? You know something, but you don't know why you know it or where you know it from. You just know this about that person, something about their history or something about their deeper character or something which not even maybe your life experience could have told you that. You just know certain things. Or you sense it, you feel it, there is emotions coming up, and these faculties can be trained. This can be trained. So it is about opening up to these ways of perceiving information from the field, then translating it through your body and through having practiced it into language, into thought, these are steps that if we follow them, they are not difficult to do because we already possess these abilities and these faculties. And so the next thing I'm going to throw into the ring here that is also very important in receiving clear information is that you get very clear on why you want that information, like what exactly it is you want. Do you want clarity about something? Do you want a solution to something? Do you want to support somebody in their journey and therefore get some information on deeper root causes of maybe illnesses or pains or problems or repeating patterns in their lives? Maybe get information about some past life aspect that still plays a role in this life. Like, you need to get really, really clear why you want to access certain information, and also what you want to access, like where do you want the information to come from. And this also ties in with your energy field and your vibration, because where you're at with your vibration will allow you to access certain information. If that means, for example, if your vibration is generally kind of more low, then, and more, let's say, negative, maybe you view the world from a more negative perspective, maybe sad or lack-based, then what you can access is not the highest type of information. First, you need to prep yourself, and you need to get into a high vibrational state in order to get higher vibrational information. Does that make sense? So whatever level you want to access, if you say, I want to access information from the angelic realm, let's say a very high vibe, very, very lightful, divinely inspired aspect of the universe, or a dimension that is very, very high, then you need to bring yourself into a high vibrational state in order to be a match to this level, to this dimension, and to be able to receive this information. And we all know this, like when we're really negative, if some high vibe person comes along, they just make us more negative. We cannot access their high vibe state because we're somewhere completely different. And them being so maybe cheerful and delightful makes us even feel less of that, like even lower, even denser, because it's not a match. Whereas if we're actually happy and joyful, and then that person comes along with those vibes, we're clicking, and we can boost that type of vibration even more. So this is why you need to prepare yourself energetically, vibrationally, and tuning into the dimension and level where you want to get the information from. Now, how I always work is, because many people ask, how do you protect yourself against maybe negative vibration? For me, it's like I'm very, very clear, and this is also what I teach my students to be, very clear on what I allow and what I won't allow. And you can have a filter of information where you say, if there's something negative or fearful coming in, I straight away know that's not for my highest good. So if any information that comes in, let's say from a past life, makes you feel awful or down or anxious, then it's not from a benevolent source, let's say, or plane or level. Because even with difficult, let's say, past life information, or difficult any other information, you would never feel fear or anxiety because of that information, because what it feels like to you is something you already know anyway. And you always have this sense of all is well with this. And yes, if something can be changed or can be made better through this information, if there's a certain outcome in the future that can be seen, but you do not want to manifest this, then you can use this to change it. But it will not cause tightness in your chest, because the information that you want to access, that we want to access, is always for our highest good, and the highest good of everyone. And therefore, we are very clear on, I only allow information in that is helpful and that is useful, that is benevolent, that is loving. And so the state that you enter then as well when you prepare is the state of openness in love, openness in connectedness, in a helpful and supportive attitude. And therefore, once we do that, we create, let's say, the soil then for the information to drop in and to blossom on our soil so that we can actually receive it and that we can do something with it. Okay, so these are very, very important things. But if we do them, if we use those pointers and guidelines, exploring and developing the abilities will then it will be easy. And another thing that I want to add, many people have the problem that they don't know if information they're getting or receiving is their own, like that if they make it up in their mind and they produce that, or if it's actually from the higher guidance. And this is something that I love working on with students, because once you're clear, once you have experienced clearly the difference, you become so much more confident when you train and practice your psychic abilities with other people or even with yourself in meditation. You become a lot more confident because then you know, I can actually trust this information. I can use this information to improve things in my life, to create outcomes that I want to create. You can use all this for the better. And this means, though, in alignment with who you truly are, to be more you, to be more authentically you, to live more as the one you really are, the love being you are, the consciousness you are, manifested in this 3D reality with this body and this name and this story and these belief systems. And also, another secret to unlocking your psychic abilities is that once you become aware of the beliefs you have that have held you back so far from developing your psychic abilities and your intuition, once you become aware what it is you believe about these things or that you believe about yourself, we get to then question our own thoughts, our own thoughts around the world and how things work. And then we get to open ourselves up to maybe exploring different possibilities. And nothing is forced. It's like when you do this, do it playfully, do it happily, joyfully, right? Play with this, explore this, and you will find that if you do it in that way, it is actually easy to do. So these are already very good starting points if you want to explore your psychic and intuitive abilities. I'm going to love you and leave you for today, and we'll talk again next time if you want to.